with Bayern Munich. Obviously, a player in a club you know very well. What do you think?
I don't know. It's not confirmed, right? I'm happy that this happened. Bayern link Vinny. So I have a huge opinion about Vinny. It doesn't matter what's relegated or Burnley. What I felt when I play against him, and I know him a little bit, I have a high standard opinion about his work as a person, with personality and knowledge about the game, and handle the media and many things. And I would love Bayern to take the best decision. They deserve it. I love that club. I'm in love with Bayern Munich for many reasons, especially for the people still, is there, and hopefully can take a big decision. If they believe that Bini is the right decision, from Manchester, they have a guy who will support unconditionally.
You always said you thought he would end up here one day. Do you still think that?
Yeah, for sure. You will call me when this is going to happen.
Rob.
Hi, Pep. You often say that you value the consistency of your team above anything else. You've never missed out on the Champions League. When the titles have been there, you've always been there, whether you've won or not. United, meanwhile, have finished second during your time. They finished 8th. They've been in and out of the Champions League. The transfer spend is comparative over your time as manager. But what do you think has been the biggest difference between the two clubs?
Don't do me those questions, because now it's easy to answer. But I don't know. I'm not there. I would like to, to answer you all my honesty, but I'm not there. So I don't know. So I can talk. What we are is obvious. So I said many times. So from above, from there up there to here, the same path, and we do mistakes, but we believe what we do, and we continue. So not all the signs are good, not all the decisions are good. It's impossible. All the clubs in the world take wrong decisions, but it's not about after complain. It's just okay. What's next? And in the same, try in the same path. And when that's happened, you are consistent. And after to win the titles at the end with a little margins, bit of luck. Bernardo said perfectly these days. So in Premier League we had luck sometimes, and Champions League we were incredibly lucky many times. So it's football. So accept it and move forward. And I think this is the reason why. Of course, helps the same manager for many years, the same sport director, the same chairman and CEOs and all the people. Of course, move a lot of people. Since I arrived here, a lot of people from our departments here in HQ change a lot, but the idea is quite similar. That's why we are still there.
Hi, Pep. Because of the season you've had, champions again, and the season United have had, finishing 8th, there's a perception, rightly or wrongly, that you will win fairly easily tomorrow.
No.
How much of a red flag is that to you and your players? How much of a danger is that?
We are used.
Pardon?
We are used. When we started September, October, we're going to win the Champions League, the Premier League for 25 points in front. Every year, last years. I said, okay, it's right. But I say it's boring. When you win 1 point or 2 points in front, what happened with Liverpool many times or Arsenal at the time, it's not boring. If you tell me every season win for 50, 20 points, I would tell you, yeah, it's boring. But it's not going to happen. So that use. And the games where because the people think about it's going to happen because we are 31 points in front of United. Other people will be busy. I understand that. But it's not a competition. It's one game. It can be 10 against 11, bad decisions, mistakes, and whatever. You can lose a game. We know we can lose a game. In a long period, we have been better than United these years. It's obvious. It's facts. Every game we are there. But the one game, everything can happen. So, and the players know and feel it, and I hope we are ready to play the last game of the season and to try FA Cup. FA Cup is wow, it's nice. FA Cup is FA Cup, so that's why it deserves all our focus.
Last year's final was 2-1. That scoreline suggests it was a very close contest. Is that how you, when you look back on that game, is that how you view it, or do you feel you were in a lot more control than the scoreline suggests?
By one moment, I think we started really well for the goal from Gundo, and after we have a good period, and after they equalize, the second half was really good. They scored the second, we played really good. We could make the third, they didn't get a chance. In the last minutes, they put a lot of players there with McTominay. I remember perfectly, long balls and second balls, and we struggle in free kicks corners in the last minutes. But at the end, we handled it well. I think we we deserve to win that game. And with all honesty, it's past and nothing, there's no matter the opinion about that, but it's a final. So moments, we had moments, but in general, we play a good final.
Yeah, just try and stick to one each so I can get through all of your plays, Simon.
Pep, last year, the FA Cup final came before the Champions League final, and it could have either set you up for the treble as it did or ended the treble. Is it different this year with it being just a one-off, the final game of the year, nothing else to come?
Well, no, it's quite similar. Of course, we had a little bit in mind, Inter de Milan, but we knew that I think we took it seriously. We arrived tired, I would say, last season. Games, last period of the mentally was so exhausting last season, because now the fact that quarterfinals we were out Real Madrid, we then play semi-finals between Nottingham Forest, Fulham, so this kind of game. So that helped us for the Premier League. I don't know how we have to react, how we will be, just in case we will have been through in Champions League. But I think we arrived in good mood. They trained really well these 2-3 days, and yeah, we'll see. Maybe we play bad game and we don't win. I don't know, but I had the feeling we have lunch and after take a train. I had the feeling that we would travel with the intention to be still there. We are not, disconnected already after the Premier League. I still had the feeling that still we are there.
Yeah.
Hiya, Pep. You've been obviously doing this job a long time and you've won a lot of things. Do you still get that feeling in your stomach before matches like this, like that real anticipation? And
I cannot deny that the mood in the office is really, really high. It's really, really good. People laugh a lot, but in the moments of work, they were so focused. It's normal, and I don't want it not to be too much concern, because I like to the players enjoy, celebrate, the fact they won the Premier League. But I'm pretty sure tomorrow we'll have the butterflies, we'll have what they do, what they can do. We did the good decisions, how the players will feel, how all the questions mark that always you have before the game, I think it's going to happen.
What is it that gives you that feeling though? Because you have done it for so long and you have won so much that it could easily become a bit of a normality and you can lose that feeling inside. And
always I had the feeling it's an exception. Always I had the feeling when the Premier League is an exception and the people think about differently. Always had the feeling that play the final FA Cup is an exception. Always had the feeling that it's so difficult to win against Spurs away. You had to win against Newcastle home. You have to win, Fulham in that moment. That always was in good moment. Luton. So to arrive here always is difficult. So always I don't give it absolutely for granted. So this is the reason why we respect a lot of the opponents. We take seriously. We can lose every single game, and at the same time we can win it. And never had the feeling that it doesn't matter, it's only one. Absolutely not. In the finals, when you arrive, is something, wow, what a privilege, to be here again. Because people think, it's because now it's City that has naked. So many good teams think in the past always is for granted. And look now, it's difficult. Always I said to a player, what you have done or arrive in the finals always is difficult.
Well,
and I don't change my mind.
Hi, Pep. 4 of your players have played in each 5 of the rounds, and as you mentioned there, Newcastle, Chelsea, Tottenham, Luton, very difficult games. 2 of those, Doku and Oscar Bobb, it's Doku's first season here, Bobb's first season as part of the first team. How good has it been for their development to play in these knockout games? And do you see it as it's obviously different to the Premier League? Has it helped their development? And with the prospect of a day out at Wembley for them?
Everyone his own skills and qualities, and we need some specific things, and we need them. So all the players know we arrive here all together. Everyone has his own contribution. One's more than the other ones. We know that, but it happened all the seasons with all the managers, all the teams, that there are players more important than the other ones. But we were all together. So when you see the minutes from Julian, Kova, important players that we are there, we were massively important to arrive where we arrive. And they had that feeling. They had the feeling they make a contribution. They help us a lot. It's not the highlights. Always there are for specific 1, 2, 3, 4 players. The manager when we win, that's fine because it's what it is. But we know internally how many important players for us. Maybe they are not in the in the highlights, but they were important, and that proved a lot.
Last two guys, Mike and then Mike.
Pep, what are the important factors to keeping your injuries as low as possible?
It's a good question, because sometimes you do the same, you have a lot of injuries, but I think in the past, in the last years, we control really well. I think we have a Lorenzo Bonaventura. He's a master to know exactly, to tell me, Pep, today is soup. I always say soup, hot soup and garage. No, don't do. Sometimes today we have to increase a little bit. We are used to play for many years, since we are together, play maybe 3 days during 60 matches, or until the last stages for many years. And we learn that sometimes it's no training or just a little bit, and keep the energy for the game is so important. That's the first. And second, we have an incredible department from doctors and physios, unbelievable. So they stay here 67 hours. It's not just 20 minutes, make a massage. It's not hours and hours and hours, morning and afternoon, and go home to the players to do it, and the players itself, always they're a part of the players. They sleep properly, they eat properly, they train properly, they go out a lot, they go to sleep at 3 or 4, they drink a lot of alcohol, or this kind of stuff that is invisible, that you don't see it, is massively important, and I had the feeling that all of them, they are incredible focus, what they have to care the bodies to be fit, because you can have a lot of ideas, tactics, or many things. If you don't have the players, what can you do? I'm naked. In that moment, I'm naked. So this is the truth. And we have an incredible department. When we talk about the group and the team, the organization, what I said before, what is the reason why? Is that. So every department push each other and getting better, and they found what can do better and better. And all big teams, you have this infrastructure that it not depends on me, depends of the club, the days of the club. You cannot survive. Once a week maybe, but now I'm going to holidays on Monday, but these guys go after, I'll go 70%, 80%, go to the national teams. And after 2-3 weeks, and when I start the preseason, yesterday I started to think about it, the day before, we have academy, and 4 or 5 players, Erling, Oscar, Sergio, Mateus, and that's all. Stefan, Enrico, there's 5-6 players. Scott Carson, no more. Go to the tour with these 7-8 players. And after, when we arrive in 4 or 5 days, Community Shield. And most of the Community Shield will not be there. And you have Olympic Games. Maybe some players want to go to Olympic Games and Copa America and European Cup. So that's why is the players don't do this or have this structure, you cannot survive at all. It's impossible. And we have really good. The doctors, Max and Edward, unbelievable, and all the physios, all of them. And nutritionists, Tom and Hannah, they are really good. And that little details helps to be fit, and after you can use them and compete in the competitions.
That's from Matt.
Hi, Pep. Did you say earlier that you have doubts about about your lineup for tomorrow? I think, did you say you have a special lineup planned?
No, doubt is not. We can play in different ways, and I have to think about it. They are all fit. They want to play. I know. I have to decide. Have mainly decide, but I have some doubts. And with the train, we talk with the staff, and we decide tomorrow. So, but it happens quite often. So we play every 3 days. Never when I come here I have 100% the decision made. Few times. So always I leave the last night to think about it, and day of the game normally I decide the team. Good. Thank you.